Thanks for coming. I'm Bill Trudeau, and this is Michael Van Driesen. We're the IT staff here for the credit union. So we'll be going over the e-sources that we have here. I'm assuming that's why you're all here, is to learn about that. So we'll go ahead and get started. There's a lot of information to cover, so we'll go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is kind of go over the features of each of our e-services that we have. And then we'll get into an actual account and look at it that way too, to see what it really looks like. So we have It'sMe247, which is our online banking. I know a lot of you use some of these already, but some don't. So we're going to have to kind of start from scratch. And if I say stuff that you already know, sorry about that, but others might not know it. So we'll continue through it. EasyPay is our online bill pay, and See Your Talk is our audio response system, or phone banking is what that's called. So It'sMe247, we'll get started on that. It'sMe247 is a service that allows members to have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to their accounts via the internet at our website. So that's where you get it at. It has built-in security and personalization features to let you access your account your way. Provides up-to-date account information for balancing purposes. No need to wait for monthly statement. You can review accounts histories, view account balances, review account details such as interest rate, prior year dividends, and transaction descriptions. Check loan interest rates, payoff amount, current payment, and due date. You can review clear draft details and see a copy of your check front and back. You can transfer funds between accounts, withdraw funds from accounts and have a draft mailed directly to you. Place stop payment on a check or arrange your checks. Change your password, email address, or assign nicknames to your accounts. Sign up for e-statements, e-alerts, or e-notices. Enroll in text banking. Download financial history into a personal financial manager. PFM is what they call that. That's like Microsoft Money or Quicken. QuickBooks. Purchase certificates, apply for a loan online. And for our bill pay that we have, the features that are there, you can pay your bills online on your schedule, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, similar to It'sMe247 that you can access at any time. This would include things like your house payment, credit card, utilities, even your babysitter at any time from anywhere. Save money by eliminating the cost of postage and the need to purchase envelopes. You also save time by eliminating the need to stop at the post office. You can receive your bills electronically. That's bill presentment. So instead of getting your bill in the mail, if you sign up for this, if you want to, you don't have to, you can receive your bills right into the bill payment system. Now, some of those that you can do that with are listed there: Sears, Visa, MasterCard, Mid-American Energy, Xcel Energy, Mid-Continent Communication, and Verizon are just a few of them. But you can get those bills right in there, so they're not in your mailbox. And that's really good with credit card statement or anything that has stuff that you don't want somebody rifling through your mailbox. And that can happen. It has happened. So it's better to receive them inside a bill pay where it's a secured area. You can still view them and print them and everything you want. Still have control over when the funds come out of your account and have the control to stop payments. Processing will not begin until the date you assign. So you're under complete control of it. I know some people don't like it when automatic payments start happening in your account, that you feel like you don't have control over it. You have to get a hold of that vendor. Well, here, you do it all yourself. Gives added protection against fraud by not sending bills with personal information in the mail, and that's what I was just talking about. You must have a shared draft account to utilize this service. You just can't have a savings. You have to have a shared draft account to actually do it, because that's where the funds come from. You'll need to have actual bills on hand referred to during the initial payment setup procedure. There's no limit to the number of bills you can pay online. You can pay as many as you want. Now, funds will be sent either by way of ACH, that's electronic means, automatic clearinghouse. So it's like using your debit card. It's an electronic form of making that payment. Or by check drawn on your account. And the bill payment system actually does that for you. It's actually a check written on Sue Empire's account with their name on it, not on their account, but their name on it, and your name on it also is where it's coming from, just like you were writing a check. So that's what it's stating there. Or through a corporate check issued by a national bill pay provider, which is It'sMe247. The method used will vary from payment to payment and is controlled by the bill pay provider, not the credit union. So we don't have control over that. It's all about the bill payment system. Depending on the relationship pricing level, there could be a monthly $5 fee for this service. So we've got 4 different levels, platinum and gold. Those levels, the It'sMe247 is free, but the silver and basic levels, there's a $5 monthly fee. But if you attend this session, if you're in the silver basic level, we're going to have it free for you until the end of the year, just so you can try it. This is our audio response system or phone banking. It's convenient, automated phone access to your account information, again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by dialing those numbers. If you're local, use the 335 number. If you're long distance, use the 800 number. Access account information even if no access to a personal computer. Use of CUEtalk requires a touch-tone telephone, of course. With CUEtalk, you can, similar to It'sMe247, you can do all these things that you can do in It'sMe247. The only thing you really can't do is like view a check. I mean, there's no way to view a check through a phone. So, otherwise, it's pretty much all the same things you can do in It'sMe247, going through a phone. This didn't come out very good, but it's something I really like to have. It's an easy way for me to look at it. I do have printouts back there that you can grab, and it looks a lot better on the printout than it did coming into this PowerPoint presentation. But it shows all the different menus when you call the CUEtalk system. It's a voice-activated system, but it takes you through each one of the menu options and where you go to instead of trying to listen on the phone and say, okay, this is where I need to go. This puts it in black and white, and again, I have copies back there, and it looks a lot better. You can actually read it. This just didn't come across very good when it was imported into this PowerPoint. This diagram shows if there's any confusion on, okay, how do I access this stuff and what devices can I use to access that information. So like It'sMe247, you can use a desktop computer, a laptop computer, a tablet, like an iPad or some other kind of tablet, or a smartphone. You can't use a home phone or a mobile phone to do that. You have to have a smartphone because you have to access the data services on that phone. PIB is just some back-end security features that we have, and it's used on those devices too. It's nothing really that the members are concerned about. It's just some back-end security things that we have on the system. E-statements. You can receive e-statements the same as It'sMe247 on those devices. EasyPay, same thing as above. Text banking. Of course, that's only on a mobile phone that has texting capabilities or a smartphone. CUEtalk, you can do it on a home phone, mobile phone, or a smartphone. And mobile web banking, it'd be on, you can do that just on the smartphone. I kind of mixed up there. The mobile app banking, that is actually coming soon. We used to have an app that could be put right on a tablet or a smartphone, and that went away, and we're probably next year going to have that again. Instead of just using your browser and your smartphone and going to our website, you can actually download an app that you can put on your smart device. So after that, we'll get into some live accounts here. So Michael's going to bring that up. Good thing about all this stuff, there's very good help on it. So like even on our web page, if you scroll down, Michael, there's live help right here you can click on. And there'll be a chat box that you will communicate back and forth with somebody on any question that you have. You can access that right off our web page. There's also that inside It'sMe247 also.
And that's available all the time?
That's available all the time. Okay. So he's going to log in, and this is an account that we use mostly for the credit cards, the company credit cards. So it's not the best one to use, but it's the one we're going to use. And he signed in with that account number. Well, at once you get in, and that's what will happen, you have to use your account number, and then we'll give you a temporary password to use. Now this one's already been set up, so he's going to sign right in. But what you would get if you haven't used this before is you plug in your account number, and then it's going to come up, and you put in that temporary password, and it's going to ask you to change it right away. You can't keep that temporary password. Then after that, you have to set up 3 security questions. So we got a multi-factor security on this It'sMe247 to make sure it's you that's signing in. So you have to know your account number, which after you get in, you can change, and you should change to something else besides your account number. We'll show you how to do that. Then you have to know the password, and then you have to know a security question, just to get into your account. So this one's already been set up, so he knows what that is, so he's going to sign in. Now typically, this is the main screen that you're going to see once you sign in. I know some of you guys already use it, but it usually goes to this. This is My Accounts, which is that tab right up there. But as you can see up above, all those stay the same, but if you click on different ones, like if you click on My Messages, Michael, it changes your options on this side once it comes up. So any of those, you'll see it change for different options, depending on what you click on. We'll go right into My Accounts first, because that's where it usually defaults to. And from here, you can do all these different things. These are all the different sub-accounts under this 5555 account. So mostly this is used for credit cards, but if you had a loan, it would show up over here. If you had certificates, it would show up. We don't have any of that on those accounts, but it's got a savings, a checking, and a secondary share on this. And you can click on any of those and see the history of it. And that history goes back 6 months. Now this doesn't have a lot of history on it, so it's not going to go back that far. But on your own account, it would go back 6 months. We can go back further than that if you needed to, but you'd have to call us online at 6 months. So if there was a check, well, this is a savings account, but if there was a check there, it would show like this one. This is on us check, so it's not going to highlight, but it would be highlighted. You could click on that, it would bring up an image of that front and back check. That cleared. So you can back out. You can go in a checking account there. There's different search options that you can click on. This is the history of a checking account. Of course, there's not much activity on this account. But you can do different things, like number of items per page. So if you have 50 items will be shown on there. And then if you have more than that, it would say next, and you can go to the next page. You can sort it by transaction type. Default is always all, but you can sort by all these different transaction types. You just want to see clear checks. You just want to see debit card stuff. So you can do that. And you can do it by date too, if you wanted to. You know, to narrow down your search. No, there isn't. This account just doesn't have a lot of activity on that. But if you want to bring up one of the credit cards, we can kind of show them now. So this would be like a loan. It's a credit card. And it's going to show you right away, okay, what is a delinquent? You know, all this information. When's it due? What's the amount due? You know, just like a loan would, this is a credit card, so you see all that. Then you can click, you could pay it now if you wanted to, if it's due. Otherwise you can click on the account detail. See all the detail just like you do on your savings or checking. You can see all the detail on that. This is real-time stuff. I mean, it's just like if you come up to the MSR counter and they looked it up, they would see the same information. It's real-time. Once you make a change to it, like if you do a transfer, get on that, Michael. If you transfer money, it's going to step you through it pretty easily. It's pretty user-friendly. So it's going to ask you right away, what do you want to do? Do you want to make a transfer right away? Where do you want it to come from? Where do you want it to go? Now this is all the sub-accounts underneath this account number. But if you were tied to another account, like I'm tied to my son's, that would show up there too, and I could transfer money to his account. Never works the other way, but I can transfer money to his account.
And that's something that the MSRs have to set up.
The MSRs would have to set that up, yeah. So you can enter an amount, and you can put a memo, just like you would on your check, to say what it's for, just to kind of remind you. And if you click continue transfer, you can authorize it and say, hey, this is what you're going to do. Authorize it, and then this one down here, as you can see, we set one up earlier. We did a monthly one. So if you edit that, we said let's not start until October 1st. So it's going to sit there until October 1st. And then it's going to do this for me. I said end it by November 1st. But you could say never end it, just do it every month. So you could set up recurring payments this way. Like if you had a loan with us, or a credit card payment that you want to set up, you could do that yourself. You don't have to call us to do that. You could do it yourself. And it would sit right down there like that one did, and you could edit it. If you don't want anymore, you can delete it. It's just telling you where that money came from, where it's going, how much it is, all that good stuff. So it's going to sit down there until after November 1st, and then it's going to go away. But you could do it whatever dates or different frequency. I think people forget they can do stuff like that. You don't have to call us on it, but I mean, it's fine to call us, but you can do it yourself too if you use this product. Okay. What else we got? You can also set up nicknames on your accounts. I think we had some set up there.
Yeah, we did.
The default names are these names, and sometimes I don't mean, like 0000. Well, okay, what's that? But you can put a nickname that means something to you for that account. Especially like a car loan or something. You might say, well, it's a Ford, and put that as a nickname. So when you came, I want to make a Ford payment, payment on my Ford. The MSR is going to see that and say, oh, that's his, Ford loan, or his loan for his car. And they would see the nickname plus the default name to it. So they would see all that. And that's all that is. It's just something to help you remember what that description or that account is for. And as you can see, we have several of them that are there. And of course, when you put a nickname on it, it's got to be courteous. It can't be a naughty word. It's going to say you can't do that. So it checks for things like that. ACH transactions. There's none right now, but if you go back to the account summary, if it had an ACH transaction that was coming in like a debit card charge, you would see a little symbol like this that hasn't been applied to your account, but it's pending. You would see a little symbol like that, and you would click on it. If you clicked on that one up there, all that one is the $5 charge that we have for opening an account. You get that money back, but it's always going to have that symbol on there because that $5 is just sitting there. So if you click on it, did you click on that symbol?
It wouldn't let me.
No, I mean, yeah, that amount, excuse me. So that's what it's telling you here, $5. So if we looked on a checking account and our symbol was there, it could be a penny amount from an ACH transaction coming through like a debit card. It hasn't applied to your account yet, but it's telling you it's coming. So you can kind of be on the lookout for that. What else? We got clear checks. That's just another way of...
We kind of looked at that already.
Yeah. This is just another way you can get in there and look at them, though. You can do it by check number or all the checks. Stop payment. You can put your own stop payment on. So that's that. And you can put up whatever account if you have multiple checking accounts.
So Bill, can you put that stop payment anytime?
You can, as long as you know what the check number is.
Okay.
Yeah. But you'll still get charged a fee for that. Even if you do it yourself, that fee is going to be applied for stopping the payment on a check. I think it's what, $10? 15? Okay. So if you know what check you're looking for, you know it hasn't cleared your account, you put that in, say stop it. And it will. But you will get a fee for that. So you wouldn't have to call us to make a stop payment as long as you know the check. Check withdrawal, that's you can have a check mailed to you out of your account. And that's kind of a batch process that happens, I think, once a day. That once you submit this, think MSRs, or county does it. The check would print and they would have to mail it to you. It's the primary person on the account that it gets mailed to, that address. Dividend interest shows, this one doesn't have any, of course, because it's just used for credit cards mostly, but if it did have, it would show the 2 years of interest and dividends there. You can see that. Downloads. You can download your account information into personal financial management software, like Microsoft Money, Quicken, QuickBooks, or even an Excel spreadsheet if you wanted to. You always have to do it from here into those software packages. Even though those software packages allow you to go out and grab stuff, for ours you have to start it here and push it to those packages. You can do it for different dates or whatever you need to, whatever account. Let's see, what else? Yeah, we can go to my messages again. No message here, but there's a message center here that if there's any alerts or something we wanted to tell you about, you would go in here. We're under a secured site here, and email isn't a good way to send personal or confidential information through. So this area is a secured area that we can send that information to you as. So you would have to come in here to find that. That'd be things like, well, you can set up e-alerts. That we can send to you if you subscribe to it. So like e-notices. This one's set up for e-notices. If you edit that, so things like overdraft notices, instead of mailing them to you, you would get them in here. So that's behind a secure site. Instead of putting it in the mail, paying for the postage to get it to you, you can receive it here, which is a better, secure way of getting it. Then you can put on different, how do you want it to be sent to you? So you said, okay, I want an e-notice rather than a printed notice. I want to receive it in the secure message center, which is where we're at. Or I want both secure message center with the email reminder. So in this email address, you could have, this is our president's email here at work, but you could have Hotmail, you could have Gmail, or Yahoo, any of those, whatever your personal email address is. Or you could have your work email if you want that too. So what I would do is send a message out saying, hey, you have something from credit union that you need to come into this message center and look at. It's not going to give the detailed information about it because we don't want to send that through an email message. This is a secure area where you can come and look at it. But at least you get a reminder or alert that says, hey, something's there for you to look at. This one doesn't have text banking, we'll get into that too, but you could have it sent to your mobile phone too. So that's e-notices. You also have e-alerts. So you can set up these e-alerts on your accounts too. So this one's create new account balance, e-alert subscription. If you click on that, it says for this account, send me an e-alert when my account balance is above a certain amount. Be whatever you want it to be. You can also send an e-alert when my account balance is below a certain amount. You put whatever that is. And again, you have these choices. How do you want to receive them? That e-alert. Again, if you have text banking, it can be sent right to your mobile phone. I get those all the time on mine. So that's one e-alert that you can set up. The other one is for ACH deposits and withdrawals. You can set up an e-alert subscription to it. So it says, hey, when an e-alert, or send me an e-alert when an ACH deposit occurs. or withdrawal. How do you want to do it? Same as before. And I use all of these, and I'm glad I have them. Loan due. If you set up your own loan payment, you can have an e-alert on that, telling you, okay, it's coming due. Well, I can go back and make sure I got money in my account before it gets paid. That's what these are for, reminders. So a good thing to have on your account if you don't have them already. Login history, is that where we're next? This just shows history of when you were logged in, the time, even gets the IP address of your computer that you're using. This is so, in case you think something weird's going on, that maybe somebody has got your credentials to get into your account, you could go here and say, oh, today was I in around that time? So it gives you kind of a history there, and you can go back, was it 3 months there? To look at that.
Yeah, all the way through July.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't have to use that, but if you suspect something, this is one way you can kind of go in there and look, see what's going on. That's what that's there. Helpful links. They just have some links out there that go to a mortgage company, see your mortgage direct. Security, which is on the website too here. That's another link to it. Another partner of ours, Dakota Financial Services. And that's a good website for home and family finance. You can go. Just some links out there you can click on and go to those sites. Yeah, when you click on new accounts, you can't open up your new account. You have to come into the credit union to open up a share or checking account. But you can click on and see what the rates are for all those. Certificates you can purchase online. All of those you can click and do it yourself. Loans, some of these you can apply online. Others like HELOCs and stuff, you have to come in the credit union to get that process started. So a lot of things you can do yourself using It'sMe247. Let's wait for e-statements yet.
Okay.
Let's go up to preferences. We haven't done Go Mobile yet either. So there's some different options you can do. You can choose, you can change some of that, Michael, and just show them what it does. But you can change the picture that's up at the right hand corner that isn't showing up, unless it's up further. And change the color. There you go. So I changed the skin to it and the picture up there. So you can do that. Something, give you a little more control, make it more pleasing to your eye, I guess, how you want to see it. Use it. Is that? Yeah, here's that live chat too, just like we had on our website. That's just another link to another site. My username, this is where you come in and change from your account number to something else that you want it to be. And I recommend you do this if you're using this product. So you'd say your new username. You have to follow these guidelines, though. If you kind of scroll up a little bit, they can see that. So, usernames are not case sensitive, may not be all numbers, so you don't have to use that. Mine isn't. Has to be from 1 to 20 characters. Use a word or a phrase that's meaningful to you, so you can easily remember it. So you can use a combination of letters and numbers to increase the security level even more. And username should not contain your account number. It's your account number, it's on your checks. You come into the lobby, you say it, you just said it a little bit ago, people might overhear that. That's why it's good to change it. Change it to something else. That's why we offer that. Password, if you were first getting on, this account was already set up, so we didn't see all the password, or we didn't see where we had to change the password. So if you wanted to change it again, you could here. And then it tells you the guidelines for the password too. It must be at least 8 characters long. You can use up to 10. Combine at least 3 out of the 4 choices. So uppercase, letter, lowercase letter, number, and special characters. So the special characters can be any of those. Your password is case sensitive. So even though, sometimes it's hassle changing your password and you make it, it's not a strong password, it's for your own benefit, so that people can't break into your account. It's not your dog's name, it's not your child's name, it's there too. Security questions. So these are the 3 security questions you have to set up. There's a drop down you can choose from them. Different questions that you want to choose. And I really recommend, this is saying, what's your mother's maiden name? Well, it doesn't have to be that. You can make up something. As long as you know what it is, it doesn't have to even refer to that question. That way, if somebody thinks they got into your account, starts trying to answer that question, they're never going to guess it probably.
Or maybe even if they know where you went to high school.
Yeah.
Or your mother's maiden name
Yeah.
or something like that.
You don't have to do it that way, but as long as you remember, you can plug in whatever you want there. Yeah, and that's a tough thing. You don't want to write it down. You don't want to keep it where on your billfold or anything like that, because stuff gets lost, stolen, whatever. But that's the key. Personal information. You can set up your own question too if you wanted to for the 3rd one. This is just the information we have online or posted for your account. But you can change this if it's something you move or whatever. You can change this yourself. You scroll down. There's an edit button there. You can edit that information. And that gets updated to us so that we know that your address has changed.
Already seen these 2.
Okay.
Oh, did we see e-payment options?
You can click on it and see what's there. Yeah, this is where you can sign up for e-statements yourself. And you can do it just like what Michael did there. So if you wanted to receive it, this one's already getting my e-statements. But if it wasn't, this wouldn't be dotted. You can stop e-statements here too. That's where you start it.
Can an MSR start these statements and stop
They,
these statements?
they can do that as well. But the member can do it themselves if they wanted to.
Highly recommend it.
Yep. We actually pay 25 cents a month to use these statements. Because it saves us time from stamps and putting that in the mail. And this is a more secure way of getting your statement. Again, there's some confidential information on your statements. If it's sitting in your mailbox, if somebody goes through your mailbox, that's not good. This is on our secure site, and you can go back 3 years of statements online. You can print them if you want, but it's a lot secure way of receiving your statements online. So if you get into these statements, I guess this would be next one. Again, this is already getting these statements, this account, so we can continue on. This takes a little while to load because there's, like I said, 36 months worth of statements out there.
Oh, that's loading.
And you can get your credit card statements here, and you can also get your teller receipts here. This takes a little while because there's some information there to bring up.
Want to go over mobile?
Yeah, we can wait. Mobile web, again, we don't have an app right now, but just be showing some more stuff here. So what you have to do on your smartphone or your mobile device, you have to go to our website, and then it conforms to what device you're using. It's a tablet, iPhone, Android phone, and it kind of shows you what it looks like based on what device you're using. At some point, we'll have an app that you can actually download and put on your smart device, but right now you have to go to our website and it conforms to the device you're using. And it looks, I mean, you can do just what you do on It'sMe247 on a computer. So that's what that's all about for the mobile banking. So you can do that on a mobile device, even know we don't have an app right now, but that is coming. There's our statements. Regular accounts, just your, your savings checking, whatever you have on your account. If you have loans or whatever, they would show up under here. And if he scrolls down, you can see that from August 31st of this year to July 31st of 2009, all those are out there. We can go back further, but that's all we're keeping on mind right now. So that's what the statements looks like, and we've made a lot of improvements on the way the statements actually look. A lot of good improvements. You can do PDF if you want to print them off or make them look a little bit different. It takes a little bit to load up. Gives a different look to it. And actually, PDF, if you wanted to print, it actually prints better on this PDF. That's Adobe stuff. So.
Printer set up here, but yeah, so
You could print.
just like you would at home,
Yeah.
or anywhere, or you can save it as well.
Right. But they'll keep 36 months out there. And then they'll start rolling off, as you go to the next month. So credit card statements are the same way. If you have a credit card with us, I would not want that in my mailbox. Even my account information, I would not want that in my mailbox. Unless you're home all the time, meeting the mailman. I would not want that in my mailbox. Sioux Falls is getting too big. So you can see your credit cards go back the same history. And there's a few credit cards on this account, so there'd be one for each one of those. Same kind of look. Just what you would get in the mail from us, instead you get it online. So tele receipts, any receipts you had going back to that period, you can see those as well. We're on August right now, so that's what's going to be going on. So if you had any, came in, did some transactions with us, those receipts would be listed here, whatever they were. You'd probably give you one, but you could also view them here too.
It's a summary of it.
Yeah, some. It's all cool stuff, and it's all right there. And if we need to go back further for you, we can do that. But that's quite a bit of information right there. Go back into the mobile banking now. We haven't gone over text banking yet. So text banking. This is if you remember that sheet I showed you for text banking, you'd have to have a smartphone or smart device to be able to receive it. Or you could have a mobile phone that isn't a smartphone, but you have texting on it. As long as that's enabled, you can set that up. So this is where you would go to set that up. And we can't do that for you. You have to do that yourself. Because you have to enter in. First you have to give it a nickname, and this is only for, the other nicknames is something else. This is only for text banking. You would set something up there. And you want it to be unique. It's something that somebody wouldn't guess. Of course, there's terms and conditions you have to agree to. And then you have to assign a fee account, but you don't really have to because we don't charge a fee. Not at this time anyway. I don't think there's any plans to do that. And complete enrollment. Now, at some point, are we missing something? I thought it asked for your
I think
phone
that's
number.
next,
Okay.
but I don't know.
It does ask for your mobile phone number, because it's got to tie into that. If we go into, there's a help for this. Let's go into the help for this. That's another good thing that we haven't got into. All this stuff I just explained, it's in that help right there. It explains a lot better than I did. There's tons of help. So, all this stuff, I mean, these are folders. You can click on any of those and they'll drop down and give you everything that It'sMe247 or bill payment, or we're not in bill payment right now, but when we do, there'll be help there too. and you just went down to text banking.
The things you can do with your accounts and with text banking.
So it's going to explain, how do you do all this? What do you need to do? It's going to tell you step by step. How secure is it? Will I be charged? Well, we don't charge for it. Will text banking work on my phone? Well, if your providers are any of these. So Verizon's prevalent here. So I've got AT&T, Sprint. Well, we'll work on those phones. Can I unenroll from text banking? Yeah, you can do that. So it tells you exactly what you need to do. Once you got it set up, you can do commands to find out. It's mostly just for balances. You can't transfer money. You can't make a loan payment. It's just for balance information to get it on your smartphone. Yeah, right here. View text. Thank you.
Where did I miss it?
Right there, that link.
Oh, there it is.
So once you get it all set up, here's some commands you can issue. Give a balance. That's going to give you a balance of 3 savings accounts or checking accounts. It'll tell you right on your phone. It'll list it out. What happens is it assigns you, just like you would have if you text somebody's number. Well, this will have a number that you'll save on your phone, and that's what you'll text back and forth to. You can set up e-alerts. When we talked about those, you can get those on your phone because you have text banking. So all these different commands you can do depending on what you want to do. But you, again, it's just mostly for balance information. What's that?
I use the top one the most.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, it's simple. That's pretty cool stuff there.
So you have that set up, so you have your setup, so it'll send a text to you to tell you what
My balance.
your balance.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to log into my smartphone or whatever, I'll just go to text banking, type in BAL, send it to that number, and it will text me right back my balance on my accounts.
Kind of like how Verizon does it if you want to know your minutes or stuff like
It's
that.
similar, yeah.
But it also tells you if you have those e-alerts for what we set up before, ACH deposit withdrawals, it'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you all that information because this is a more secure way of sending that information. You don't have to go into the secure message area. It'll actually send it right to your phone. So you'll know that it was an ACH deposit and how much for a withdrawal.
If I wanted to send out a text to them, can I do that?
You gotta sign up for text banking.
What?
Tell them to call me?
Oh, no, you can't, no. This is just for the
Okay.
banking.
Took all the fun out.
Yeah, well, sorry about that.
Are we up to payment bills?
Well, let's go over to my points over there on the right side. We talked about relationship pricing. I don't know how many you guys know about that or much about it. I'm not a guru on it, but as you can see over there, it tells me how many points we have on this account and what my last score was. Well, again, this is that 4 different levels that we have. So it's telling you how many points you have and what level you're at. This one is at, what is it, Michael? Is it platinum?
Silver.
Silver, okay. This is silver, and it's telling you how you came up with those points. So it's saying, okay, primary financial institution. Okay, this month, how many points there is? Just 700 points, 175 we're using. So it shows that this is my primary financial institution. So it's just telling you on each one of those if you're using it and how you rate in the point system. The more services you use for us, the more things you get, either discounts on, loan rates, reduced loan rates, certificate rates, a lot of different things. And you can get bill pay for free if you're not in the platinum or gold levels. Or excuse me, that you are in the platinum or gold levels. Yeah, and on our website, it explains it a lot more. Right there, if you click on it, it shows you how you accumulate points with us. And the different levels that we have and the points you need to be at those different levels. The more services you use, you jump up to different levels. And you get more things for free or reduced price.
And your points levels, they change how often? Every time.
They're looked at, I think, every month. The
Yeah,
point
month,
level is,
yeah.
yeah. So they can vary a little bit, but it doesn't take much to jump up that gold or platinum level. It really doesn't.
Sometimes just by enrolling in the bill pay.
Yeah,
See,
that could jump you up.
It's 175 points.
Right. And it tells you all this, and this is a good place to go look and see what this is all about.
You know, and so it doesn't take much more than those to get you up.
Jumped up.
Can you read?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How many
this
do you need?
protector. Yeah, yeah, it'd be a lot better on your own
Yeah.
computer or whatever. Yeah, so we'll be on this whiteboard. Any questions about that's pretty much it's me 247. I think we went through everything. And he's going to get into a bill pay account that we can show you stuff too. But any questions? I think a lot of you, from what I can tell, use It'sMe 247 already. Now, some of you weren't signed up for e-statements, and we pay you 25 cents to use it. I mean, you can't hardly go wrong. It's a more secure way of getting that information. So we highly recommend that people use that. So if you're not already, I'd check into it. And you can sign up yourself. You don't need to use us. And you sign in here for
I have a
Oh, this-
question.
what's
When
that?
you sign up to like get your bills just sent to the bill pay, does it send you an email saying that your bill is in or anything like that?
Yeah, you can set up alerts on that also. We'll go through that. So he signed in, when we were in It'sMe 247, there was a
Yeah, I went.
pay bills button.
Click this
Yeah.
button here.
Now, if you weren't signed up already, and this one isn't, so click on, did we go there?
What's that?
Click on that payment bills, can you still do that?
Yeah. Hold on.
Now, this one isn't signed up for bill payment because it's an account we just use for credit cards.
Well, this is my account now, so.
Oh, you got out of it.
Yeah, I got it,
Okay.
so you can do that.
So you can sign up yourself for bill pay if you wanted to by clicking on that pay bill button and under It'sMe 247. You don't have to call us to do that. Keep in mind it takes 2 to 3 days, business days, to sign yourself up. Once you click on that button, say I want to do this, it'll take 2 or 3 days for it to actually take. Because all you do is go back and click on that pay bills button, and then you would see this once you got set up. Okay. He's got all these bills in there already, but if you first got in here, you wouldn't have anything. You'd have to set all this up. So these are all the bills Michael's paying in there. He looks kind of like mine, a lot of them.
It's not difficult.
I mean, it's really easy to set up a bill pay. So the first thing you would do, you would probably have to have your bill that you get in the mail with you and click on Add a Bill. I wish we had a bill to set up for you, but. So is it a company or person? You could pay your mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever if you wanted to. Or if it's a company, which most of them will be, you put the biller name in there. Now, if it has a relationship with that biller, it's going to know what address it needs to send the bill to. You won't have to plug that information in. It will know already. But if it doesn't, it's going to ask you for that information. It's going to ask you for your account number. It's going to ask you for the address of that biller. So this one it didn't. No, Sioux Empire. So you'd have to plug that in. If you had an account number with this, what is that? All that information. But a lot of these bills that you have, a lot of them that Michael has in there, it's already going to know where it needs to send the payment to. But you have to get it started. So that's how you do it. Most of it's pretty easy. But you have to take the time to set an account. First get in there and plug in that information.
So Waste Management doesn't even ask for any address
No.
because they already knows them.
Just going to ask what the account number is and maybe the zip, like it's doing there. And it will know the best address to send that bill to. Now, if something changes, it will change that address. But if it's one you plugged in, you have to know that the address changed. So you still need to look at your bills on those type of payments. Because sometimes they change address. And it won't like it if the address isn't good. Typically they don't, but Verizon's been known to change their billing address, I know that. You could put even a phone number, like our main phone number here at the credit union. Click on search. It knows all these branches that we have. Where do you want to make the payment to? So he did a person there.
Yeah, and search for a phone number.
Even our P.O. box number's there. So once you got it added, you get out of this. I mean, you could add one of those, Michael. You can always do it. Yeah. Says, hey, do you want to add another one? No, I'm done. It would show up on his list. And that's what he did for all of these. If you scroll down, Sioux Empire would be there now. So that's a biller we could pay. So we could say, oh, we got a bill due to them. You know, we got it in the mail or whatever. We put, how much is it? When do you want to pay it? And it's all these dates listed in blue. That's the dates that it can accept them. It doesn't accept them on a weekend or a holiday. So always choose the next best date, which would be before that. It's not going to choose anything after that because the bill won't get there on time.
And if your bill is due on the 27th, you don't tell it to be there. You don't have to tell it to be there early. You
No.
tell it, hey, it's going to be due on the 27th,
And it will get there by the 27th.
and it will get there on time.
Yep. Now,
And that's guaranteed.
yep. Now, there's different ways, and as I explained in that overview of how that payment gets made. Some of these, like we know Sioux Falls Utilities, that can't go electronically. That has to go by check. You don't have to write a check, but the system does. So if you went in there and tried to pay that payment today, you won't be able to do that because it's still got to process that check and mail it to Sioux Falls Utilities, just like you would. But some of these are electronic. That one is. Anything with a little symbol there, they're all electronic payments. They can happen that same day. If I went and tried to pay this tomorrow, and it was due tomorrow, it'd probably take it.
So the ones that aren't the electronic payments, what's the typical lag time or how far ahead?
5 days, just like you would mail a
Yeah,
check.
like Sioux Falls Utilities, if I have, say, $10, it already tells me the earliest it can be there is 24th.
Yeah. So you'll know that. It won't let you do it. So you go, oh, I'm too late. I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. But the good thing about this, once you get that bill in the mail, just come in here and make a payment. It's not due until next month sometime. It's not going to take that money out until it gets close to that due date. So why wouldn't you come in here and plug them in?
I believe, Bill, it did start a new thing though, where it can do like this costs, by default, it will show you the freeway, I believe. So if I have, say, 50, it shows 924. But if I click here, it'll show me the 20th, but it says there's going to be a $15.95 fee.
Yeah, that's right. They started doing that.
So that's a new service, but so if you're late in paying a bill, you know, and you don't want the late fee associated with it, and it's cheaper to spend $15.95,
Yeah.
you can do that as well.
You can do that.
But it doesn't default to that. It defaults to the free date when you put your date in.
And you're going to get that fee no matter what if you use this or you mail the payment because you're late. Yeah. It isn't the bill payment system that's charging that fee. It's because you're late for that bill. So, you know, it's all based on the date you put in for the due date. And so you control that. Even if you typed it in and say submit, it comes up into a pending status. You scroll up.
What's that? When we make payments or up to you? Yeah.
There's a pending area right here. You could still change or cancel it. But once it gets close to that due date, it's going to take it, and you can't change it or cancel it. It's already in process. So all these are recent payments that have happened. This one was due yesterday, the 17th. They took it. And that was the amount. So he can't go back. Oh, I want it. That wasn't right. I want to cancel it. Well, it's already sent it in its process. So, but those ones that are out a little further on the pending, you can do that. So all those, he can still make changes to it if something wasn't right. So he plugged the wrong due date or the wrong amount, or made it to the wrong biller, changed it.
Also a good hit history too, because it will show, like
Yeah.
Sioux Falls Utilities, okay, those are my last payments I made.
Yeah.
Just by plugging in the number, it automatically tells me.
So you can kind of see, oh yeah, that sounds about right, you know, that's about what I've been paying. Now, you can set up recurring payments too. If you had something like a loan payment, that's the same every month. These are utility bills, most of them. But if it's something that was a loan payment or a car payment or something, and it's the same every month, you could set up recurring. So it automatically happen. You wouldn't have to come in here and do it. Once you set it up, then it's, you'll continue until you tell it to stop, so that you have control over it.
That'd be like that auto pay and phone services.
Well, these are bills that I receive from these companies.
This is that bill presentment I was talking about. You can sign up to get your bill right in bill payment. You don't have to. That way you don't get a bill in the mail. You would come here to pay it and to view that bill if you wanted to.
Now that one's already paid. I'll show you if you go to bill history. I'll quick show you.
You could print your bill if you wanted to from, it actually goes to the website to pull up the invoice.
There is my Mid-American bill.
So this is bill presentment. The bill gets sent to here, not in your mailbox. And not all billers can do that. Sioux Falls Utilities can. So I have a, Lipinski's that I work with for my sprinklers. They can't do anything like that. Some of them can't accept ACH payments, but still you can pay all your bills in one spot. You don't have to jump around.
But if we're already set up on auto pay from everything that I have a bill for, then,
Why do it? Well, you have all control here, and you can see them all in one place.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
if you have
have
a
to
bill,
have here, there, there.
okay.
It's all right here.
and yeah, here's the bill that I can just scroll through and print it out.
So your main objective is to not have any bills coming in the mail with your account number on it?
If you can.
More security.
Yeah, more security. That's what it's gonna come down to. But some of the mom and pops, if you're paying a single person, they're not gonna have that capability.
Yep.
So there'll always be some that's gonna get just mailed in.
But like my Mid-American, it comes in and it will automatically
Pay it.
on the date due.
Yeah.
So how do you know that it's going to be there on the due date?
Because you put the date in. That's what the
You
whole
print it
system's
yourself.
about. Yep.
Okay.
You put the date on when you want it to be there.
You want it to be there.
Well,
Well-
I'll show you here a second.
The date needs to get to that builder. It's all based on the due date.
I'm going to manage my bills. I'm clicking on Mid-American Energy.
Here's all the different things you can do. Automatic payment,
Stop.
stop electronic version of the bill.
Delete. So now if I go update,
And there's your setup reminders. We can get into that too.
all right, so here's my bill. And I say update my automatic payment. It pays from the account I choose.
Again, it's gotta be a share graph account.
Yeah.
You can have multiple share graph accounts. So if you have multiple share graph accounts under your account number, if you have a different account number, then that's not the same thing. But if you can have multiple share graph accounts under one account number, and they can both be listed.
I just have the one. And
Yeah.
so all I say is always pay the current amount due. And I say, make the payment on the e-bill's due date.
Okay.
So he doesn't care what it is, he's just gonna make that payment, because he knows it's probably right. Yeah,
I'll look at it and make sure.
yeah.
And this is still like Mid-American or
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mid-American,
Excel.
Verizon, Excel.
They'll still send you an email like, I'm not on your system yet, but that's why I'm switching over. They'll still send you, hey, the bill coming up is gonna be this much.
Yep.
So that's not gonna change. You're
No.
still gonna.
Oh, yeah. And you can put alerts on all of this, so you go, okay, even though it's coming in here, you can send out an email. You'll send out an email to yourself, whatever email address you want to give it, and it'll say, hey, you got a bill from Mid-American Energy that just came in. you better go pay it.
And if you wanted to be cautious, you could say, make the payment 1 day before the e-bill's due date. I don't do that because I know it's guaranteed to be there on the right date, and I have it set up properly. And if it's not there, it'll get covered by CUEasyPay. So they guarantee that my payment will be there on time.
As long as you did it right, it will get there on the date that you selected.
And I don't want to give them my money any earlier than they deserve it.
Right, exactly.
It's my money. I want
Yeah.
to keep it as long as I can.
Yeah.
Also on there, you haven't mentioned, but, like my Verizon bill,
Mm-hmm.
if it goes over $120, I won't pay it.
Mhm.
Or they alert me and tell me it's gone over that amount, because you can put an amount in there and it won't pay it if it's over that amount. It'll send you an email and tell you that your bill
Yep,
wasn't
right
paid.
there. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have some wacky amount or something like
Yeah.
that.
Bill, will you talk about how this is beneficial if you're traveling or, you're not at your home residence for
So yeah, this can be accessed on anything that you can get the internet on. So, be it a mobile phone, a tablet, computer, you can access this information, so you don't have to be at your home computer.
The only ones, if you have those physical bills, from Sioux Falls Utilities or what have you, those are the only ones you wouldn't know about.
Yeah, that gets mailed to you.
That gets mailed to you.
Yeah.
But any e-bills, I could be on vacation for, 3 weeks, whatever, a month. It wouldn't matter because, one, I have it set up to auto pay, and two, I can still look at it if I want to.
You'll still get those alerts if you have them set up on your email address. So I got a Yahoo account, it's tied into my phone, so I get all those alerts right on my phone. But you can tie it down pretty good, and those alerts really help, so you know what's going on.
And Sears, I have an account, and now they now have I don't use them that often anymore, but if I wanted to, I could click here to get the bill.
So yeah, that's what you would see if they can accept electronic payments, and you can do bill presentment with them. You can see a little symbol over there, just like that.
So I will type
Yeah.
in primary name, my last four,
Verify.
agree, and then submit. So
It's pretty easy, pretty slick to set it up. And if any of you need help with any of this, we're more than willing to do that. I mean, we can sit down with you and at any time and kind of go through it with you if you have any concerns.
here's your bill reminders you can set up. From there. I think we'll,
Yeah, it goes right back to the same place.
oh yeah, man.
But there's help on this too. If you click on the help, it explains it in great detail on everything that we just went over and more so. I think there's even a video that we didn't play, but right on the Bill Pay site. It kind of steps you right through where that's at. Someplace somewhere.
There.
But the help there is a video there someplace.
Say it's secure, guaranteed.
The other thing, if you go back to the bill payment, there is, if you get into, there's different tabs you can get into. You might go into the ad bill. You went into bill history, I think, did you?
Yeah, I've been to ad bill, I've been to bill history.
And management bill. You can also transfer money. I haven't used this yet. This is something new they added to this. So you can set up that you can transfer money from your account. I think you can even select an account at a different financial institution.
It won't let me choose nothing, so I'm not sure on that one going.
Let's scroll down. Thought it was under someplace. Yeah,
Oh,
there
here
it
it
is.
is, add
Yeah.
account.
Transfer money with other financial institutions. So if you click on that, add an account, it's going to ask you some information to make sure that you actually have this other account outside of the credit union. So it's going to ask for the routing number, the account number, the check number. And it's gonna do, you have to do these 3 steps. It's gonna verify that it's actually your account. But you can do that from here. You can transfer money to another financial institution if you want to. What else did we go through? My accounts. Oh, I know what else we didn't get into. It shows where it's coming from. Personal information, that's pretty much, what your address is and stuff. If you get back into manage my bills, I think it might be bill history.
History?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, show them the.
Yeah, now if there was a discrepancy, say your bill got paid and your biller is calling you and say, hey, we never received it, or you're receiving a late charge for whatever reason, you could come in here for that bill that was already paid, and this isn't pending anymore. It's been paid. You could do a payment inquiry. It's gonna say, hey, what are you inquiring about? Well, biller didn't receive that credit for the payment. What type of bill is it? It's gonna ask you all these details. You can submit it, and they'll start doing some investigation on what happened to that bill, why it didn't get paid. Now, they'll probably call this bill payment system, it's our data processor. They'll probably contact you, and then they'll contact that biller to find out what happened. Once you send this off, there's a message place, a few messages down there in the right-hand corner. When they reply back to you, if they don't call you, they'll send you a message through here. And this is a secure area. Again, we don't like to send confidential information through regular email. This is a place that you could come to and actually view confidential information from whatever our data processors are trying to get back to you at.
Let's see what that is, if they can see it or not.
In this case, it would be because there was a bill that didn't get paid on time. I've been using this a long time, and I know Michael has too, and we've never had a problem. The only calls I've ever got was usually on the user side. They did something wrong. Something like, we've had it happen that the address got changed. Well, they're still getting those bills in the mail. They couldn't do it through the electronic way, like Sioux Falls Utilities. Well, they changed the address on them, and they got the bill in the mail and didn't verify the address. So they went in here and paid it. Well, the address had changed. Well, that isn't the bill pay system's fault. It's the user's fault for not updating the address in there.
So if I was gonna pay to Sioux Empire, just for an example, would I click and just make payments? Put the amount, the date due, click make payments, since we never really showed to them. And then it will, say this and say this was just a test. And submit. And so now I've got payment going to Sioux Empire. And I say finished.
It'd be in the pending area.
And there it is. Right there. And I can change it, or I can.
So about 5 days out, that payment is going to take business days, because that's probably going to go by check. Now there's corporate checks too that can happen. Bill payment system determines how it can go. They're looking for the easiest way and the most secure way of sending that payment, and the quickest way. They don't want to use the mail any more than me and you do. So if they have that relationship where they can do electronic, they're going to do electronic, or a corporate check. Corporate check is no more than like if you go to a gas station and you write out a check and they take it and hand it back to you. It's electronic. That's kind of what a corporate check is. You'll see it clear your account, but it won't be a check you can view. It's an ACH check that comes through. It's a corporate check. Now these checks, like we call them Sioux Falls Utilities, that goes by check. You're going to see that in your account. When you go look, it's going to be a check, a physical check. They'll have Sioux Empire on it, your name, and sent to Sioux Falls Utilities for the amount that you suggested. Now the check numbers usually start for $5,000 and build up. But the check that you didn't write, you asked the bill payment system to do that for you.
And those particular ones, they don't come out of your account until the other institution deposits it.
Cashes it, just like you would write a check. So, the system will make sure it gets there by the due date that you plugged in. Even if it went by check, it's going to get it there by that due date. As long as you put it in early enough, it will get it there. If you don't put it in early enough, Just like Michael showed you, there might be a late fee. Well, that'd be no different than you mailing a check, you're just late already. Or,
I've got my Sioux Falls Utilities bill sitting on my counter and said, oh, I forgot to put that in, but it was due, you know,
yesterday or whatever.
tomorrow or something like that. Well, then,
Either pay that fee through here,
and I'd still be late. Well,
or you call them and beg for mercy. That's what you do.
and give them a heads up, but I mean, so they do have that option, you know, but.
Drop it off.
And a lot of them, you know, if you haven't been late before, you could call them and they'll work with you, usually. Depending on what the bill is, but I haven't done that for Verizon, and I've done it, so.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And again, there's help there that tells you more than what we told you just now. But it's, I love it. I've been using it forever and I would not want to go away from it. It's reliable, it's easy to use, and especially with getting your bills right into here, I don't have to worry about those bills sitting in my mailbox. I love that. I wish there was more that could accept that way, but you know, when you're small time, like all city back here, I mean, stuff like that, they just don't have the means to accept electronic stuff. But the bigger players do. It's a pretty cool system. Any questions on that? Probably bombard you a little bit, but it is a cool system, and once you start using it, it really isn't that hard. Once you get all